Hi, I'm Tori Porter, and this is my ceremonial speech, and here's my audience. I have one in person and two via FaceTime, so there they are. And then, okay, so I'm doing my ceremonial speech like I'm giving a award to Taylor Swift. I'm going to be giving her the Billboard Music Award for Woman of the Year, and here we go. So I'm starting it off with a quote by Taylor. People like music when they're in love, but they don't need it as much. You need music for when you're missing someone, or you're pining for someone, or you're forgetting someone, or you're trying to process what just happened. So Taylor just truly believes in the power of music and that it can heal you and it can help you. And that's what makes her albums so powerful and bestsellers, because people really feel her emotions and they can relate to her emotions. And so it just makes her a relatable person in general. And that's why all of her albums and singles are such top hits. So an overview of her life: Taylor Allison Swift, was born December 13th, 1989 in Reading, Pennsylvania. And she lived there for a little bit, and then her and her family actually moved to a Christmas tree farm, which is kind of unusual. And that's where she grew up and spent the majority of her childhood until she moved to Nashville, Tennessee to pursue music. Swift's love of music began at a young age. At about 5 is when she realized her love for music, and then at 12 she started writing and learning to play guitar, which is pretty young to know what you want to do with your life. And she was just super driven, and she knew what she wanted and she was going after it. Her first single, Tim McGraw, was a top 10 hit on the country charts, which is unheard of for someone who's never put out music to put out a single and it be that popular and that make that much money and be that high on the charts. She was ranked number 1 on Forbes' list of celebrities, of highest paid celebrities under 30, and she beat out Justin Bieber, who was making a lot more money and was more out there than she was. So Taylor's grandma was actually an opera singer, and that's where she kind of found her love for music, because Taylor's grandma was obviously had this love for music, and she saw that and she related to that, and she realized that that was her passion as well. She signed a deal with Big Machine Records with Scott Borchetta, and that's who she's still signed with today. That's who she stayed with. And after she signed, she was writing and releasing singles, and actually before then she had tried to sign with them, and they told her, no, not yet, we're going to wait until you're a little bit older and let you progress and just get where you need to be to sell albums and singles. She recently released the news that her mother has cancer, and she's just dealing with it with such grace and really being a role model. And she's supporting her mom while still continuing her worldwide 1989 tour. So I mean that's a big venture, and it's going to take a lot. And for a girl who grew up on a Christmas tree farm, she's come a long way. Okay, so Taylor right now has 5 mega selling albums out and chart-topping singles. And I mean, she truly is like a mega star. Anywhere you go in the world, people know her and people know her music, and a lot of times like her music for the most part. To name a few awards that Taylor has won: she won a Grammy for Album of the Year in 2010, which was for her Fearless album. She won an American Music Award for Artist of the Year in 2009, 2011, and 2013. And not to mention, she was Billboard's Music Woman of the Year in 2011 and 2014, and now in 2015. So just in conclusion, Taylor Swift is just a classy young woman who is a great role model for girls out there today, where there are other stars who aren't wearing that much clothes, or their music isn't as clean as Taylor's is. She just has always been very classy in the way that she presents herself and in the music that she writes. She's deserving once again to get the Woman of the Year, Billboard's Music Award for Woman of the Year. I just personally think she deserves this award because her music has really connected with me. Growing up, we're in a similar age bracket, and so relating to her music, and she always has a song to go with what you are personally going with, and there's just ways that you can relate to that, and that's just a really cool thing to find in music today. Her music is just truly universal. I mean, like I said, anywhere you go in the world, people are going to know Taylor Swift, and they're going to know at least one of her songs. She's just such like a mega pop star. And another really cool thing about her is she was originally a country star and came out as a country star, and she crossed over, and that's just so hard to do in today's music, because once you come out as a performer and you have like staked your claim in that industry, it's hard to cross over into other genres and for people to accept you, and she's just done that so effortlessly and so gracefully. She's gone from country to pop to dance, and just everything that she's done with class and style, and people have accepted her. Like even the country music, she's not making country music anymore, but the country music industry still claims her as their own, and like they're supporting her, and she's still winning, you know, country music awards with albums that are not country. So that's just really interesting. And so here are my sources. And so we just, as the Billboard Music Association, are very impressed with the album that Taylor's recently put out, 1989, and we want to recognize her work that she put into that. She wrote this album while she was touring for the Red Tour, doing, you know, going from place to place for the Red Tour, and in that time she managed to put together another, you know, worldwide famous album. And so we're just super impressed as an association with what she's done this year and the woman that she's become. And so, once again, we'd like to present her with Billboard Music Award for Woman of the Year 2015.